Will the truth really make you free? Hi, I'm Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind. Excuse me. Today the question is, will the truth really make you free? We've heard we hear a number of old sayings about the truth and the power of the truth. Truth is the light, or George Washington never told a lie, and the truth will set you free. There's so much out there about the value and power of the truth, but is sticking to the truth really worth it? Is it really justified? Now, I ask you that question because in today's world, telling the truth is a rare occurrence. A few days ago, my son called me and went into a rant about the power of truth. It was such an impassioned discussion that I figured he must have been upset by somebody lying to him. Being lied to is a very common occurrence in our lives today. The government lies, politicians lie, world leaders lie, the mainstream media lies, and we often find that the people around us indulge in that pastime as well. They lie. Yes, in a perfect world, truth would be the ideal. In the perfect world, every word we utter should be the truth. But in the perfect world, the perfect world. In an ideal world, the advice shared by Don Miguel Ruiz in his book, The Four Agreements, would be a standard way of being. He says, he says, speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself and to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Yeah, powerful. But we don't live in a perfect world. We don't live in an ideal world. In our world, very often, telling the truth is not the safe thing to do. Notice I said safe thing rather than the right thing. So in our world, in order to protect ourselves, we sometimes choose to tell a lie. Please click on the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already done so, please choose to subscribe. I would love to hear from you. You can use the chat box on the right side of the screen or the comment section below the video. Remember, you can support this ministry by going to my website at bozemandevelopment.com and choosing the Please Donate button, or you can use the Cash App at $Andre Amron, and we really appreciate your support. So let's examine the concept of truth a little further. And I'll go back to what my son had to say about the power of truth. He said that if we always tell the truth, we'll build a foundation of credibility and trust that is unbreakable and unimpeachable. He said that by always telling the truth, you are protected from blackmail and coercion, because by not denying anything you have done in the present or in the past, then you have shielded yourself by the truth, and the truth will protect you. Sounds like the Four Agreements again. Be impeccable with your word. For example, if someone discovers some hidden secret or some transgression you committed from your path, and they confront you with it, don't lie, don't deny, don't try to hide it. Instead, admit the truth of it and deal with the consequences of that. Don't make it worse by trying to lie your way out of it. I'm sure we've all heard the pronouncement, it's not the crime, it's the cover-up. Because quite often, the act of concealing the evidence of a crime can be more incriminating than the crime itself. There's also the statement that is often attributed to Shakespeare. It said, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive." Actually, that statement was not written by Shakespeare. Though it sounds exactly like something Shakespeare would say, actually the quote is from a poem by Walter Scott, an epic poem by the name of Marmion, A Tale of Floating Field. It's a historical romance in verse, published in 1808. But it's an understandable mistake. Shakespeare has a much greater presence in the public consciousness than Walter Scott. So in the praise, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive," Scott is describing the effects of lying and how as one lie leads to another lie that leads to another lie. And the more the lies multiply, the one who is lying becomes entrapped in the tangled ropes of dishonesty. One of the biggest problems with lying is that you have to remember what you did. You have to remember the lies. You have to remember who you lied to and what you said when you lied. And that can get crazy. Whereas telling the truth only requires remembering the truth. This is what happened. So my son's point was that we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But if we admit to our mistakes, and if we forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we've made because we were doing the best we could at the time with the information we had available, then it will be easier for others to forgive our mistakes. Whereas lying takes it to a deeper and darker place. And in today's culture where everything is recorded on video, it is so much easier to be caught in a lie. There is no he said, she said, because it's all right there on the screen in living color. Of course, those with sociopathic tendencies go by the philosophy of deny, deny, deny. Even if they're caught on video, they claim without conscience that what we see is not real. Are you going to believe what I say or what you're seeing with your lying eyes? Yeah, but we're not all sociopaths. Sociopaths think and act without regard for others. Sociopaths have their behavior may include lying and cheating and manipulating for personal gain, getting revenge, being nasty. Typically, their narcissism and lack of remorse allows them to achieve their desires. They can become successful. They can become rich. The sociopaths are doing it all the time. If you are willing to act and behave as a sociopath with no concern for others, but only the driving desire to please your own self, you can become rich, powerful, successful here on the physical plane. We see that played out every single day in the world. We're also often baffled as to why some such powerful people would do things to others that seem heartless and cruel. How could they do that? Because they're sociopaths. But that's all on the physical material plane. On the physical material plane, we only see the successes they achieve. We do not see the damage that is being caused to their spiritual selves, to their souls. I'm reminded of the book, the book and the movie, The Picture of Dorian Gray. In Dorian Gray, he remained physically beautiful while his portrait took on all the wounds of his selfishness, debauchery, and cruelty. We here at Arise on the Wings of Your Mind are seeking something higher, however. We're seeking spiritual growth and empowerment. We're not just seeking to be rich. We're seeking to become spiritual warriors. And in becoming spiritual warriors, the truth becomes a weapon of power and protection. Why is that? Well, We've all heard the phrase, the truth is the light. So throughout sacred texts, there are many, many references to light, and light is often associated with the truth. So let's examine the nature of light. Light travels in straight lines. Any deviation from a straight line diminishes the light. As you bend it, it changes. And Jesus said in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 22, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. If thy eye be single," now when you're trying to lie, your eye gets split up. You're not going straight ahead. You're not being clear. And so you bring in the darkness. But we're beings of light. When we are expressing fully and clearly, we, beings of light, radiate our light. Yeah, we radiate it outward. We're surrounded by it. On the other hand, when we seek to deceive, we must hide a part of ourselves. The truth is this, but we don't want you to see that. So we go over here and that is not driven by the light. It's driven by the darkness. It's stated in the book of John, chapter 3, verse 20. "For everyone practicing evil hates the light, and does not come to the light, lest his deeds be exposed. But he who does the truth comes to the light, that his deeds may be clearly seen, that they have been done in God." Nikola Tesla, you remember him. He was the extraordinary inventive genius who gets many things, including the alternative current electricity that runs our world. Everything is powered by alternate current electricity invented by Nikola Tesla. And Nikola Tesla believed everything is light. He said, everything is light. Everything is light. And he believed that because of the way we live, we are cutting off the light. We're cutting ourselves off from the light that we are. And as a result, we are becoming weak and diseased and out of balance. That's why there's so much sickness, because we are cutting off the light from within ourselves. We're cutting off the light. And how do we do that? We do not tell the truth. We are lying. And as we lie, we cut off the light. To lie is the light. To be in the truth is to open to the light and to allow the light to flow through us, to allow the light to radiate from us, to allow the light to surround us. To be in the truth positively affects not only us, but all that is around us, because light stimulates light. Light stimulates light. Remember the words of Marianne Williamson. She said, "We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us." It is not just in some of us, it is in all of us. It is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Yeah. But let's face it. Hey, truth is hard. Being in truth is a very difficult thing to do. No matter how much you've worked at it, no matter how high you have risen spiritually as a result, truth is still a very difficult position to hold. Now, one primary reason for that is because we're still in human bodies. We may be spiritual beings. We may be spiritual beings having a human experience, but that human experience means that we are still locked in this physical body. So as part of this physical body, when you lock into truth, it's like grabbing hold of a high voltage wire. Oh, you wide open. It will take strength and all your attention to hold on, to hang on. Yeah. Boom. Light. Boom. Light. It can be exhilarating beyond imagination. But at the same time, it can be a real ordeal because that is a lot of power running through your body. And another reason that truth is so difficult is people. The people around you can make it difficult to live in truth and to tell the truth. Often when you reveal the truth, there are some who be insulted. Others may have their feelings hurt. Some will get hostile and rise up against you. Enemies will be created, all because you told the truth. You could be rejected and left out of the gossip groups and uninvited from the conspiracy circles. Yeah. Those in the material world do not want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth about their world. They don't want to hear the truth about their actions. They don't want to hear the truth about themselves. So instead, silence is the better alternative. Living in the truth and being a speaker of the truth often requires saying nothing at all. Being in the truth often requires separating oneself from those around you in order to be at peace. And peace is important because when you are in a state of peace, your power is unrestricted by doubt or deception or uncertainty or confusion. Your power is pure. Your light is pure. Your light is unencumbered. Your light is uncorrupted. So the upside of peace is that you are empowered to affect your environment in a highly positive way. Your very presence when you are in truth can change situations filled with anger and conflict just by the fact you're being there. Just the fact that you are there, your energy can change a situation filled with anger or conflict into one that is harmonious and peaceful. You make it happen just by being there. Of course, the downside of peace is that your social life is going to definitely suffer. Your friends are going to drift away from you because the new you will make them uncomfortable. You will find yourself less inclined to hanging out and having a drink and swapping tales about this or that. Instead, you'll find greater camaraderie with our cousins, the birds. The birds. The birds will welcome our company because they know who we were. They remind us that we once had wings, as they do. And in that remembrance, our consciousness is able to soar again, to fly throughout the heavens. Yes, the truth really will set us free. It really will set us free. So let us seek to rise with the power of truth, knowing that it is hard to do. It is very hard to do and maintain. But let us continually seek to bathe in the light of truth and to awaken to the light of truth within us. We will soar, but being a human, we will also fall. We will rise, but being human, we will also fail. But each time we fail, each time we fall, we get up again and we reach for the truth. We reach for that state of truth, that state of peace, and we'll get closer and closer and closer to that high level of peace that we so desperately seek. Yeah. And at that point, we will not only see the light, we will be the light. Let's close with prayer. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence. Thank you for bringing all of us together in this life so that we may become spiritual warriors and join in the work we have come here to do. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence, for bringing us into this space of awareness and a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship to life and infinite intelligence. Thank you for showing us who we really are. We open our minds and hearts to the truth of our being. We are the children of God. We are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. And because we are part of the greater whole, we're beginning to understand our value to the continuity of life on this planet. As we become channels of your power, infinite intelligence, we can feel your presence within ourselves and within our lives more and more. We know that as we feel your presence within our lives every day, we will rise, because we are no longer cut off from you by being immersed in the darkness of fear, anger, and the pain of unforgiveness. So we're now restoring our connection through the grace of forgiveness, knowing that as we learn to forgive ourselves for the pain we have caused ourselves, and as we learn to forgive those who have inflicted pain upon us, our connections will grow stronger, and our lives will grow happier and healthier and more prosperous. And for this we are truly grateful. As above, so below. As within, so without. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Please remember to click on the thumbs up button. And if you haven't already done so, please choose to subscribe. I love to hear from you. I welcome your comments, your thoughts, your questions. So please use the comment section below the video. And remember, you can help support this ministry by going to my website at bozemandevelopment.com and choosing Please Donate. Or you can choose to use my Cash App at $Andre Amron. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you again next week. Really appreciate your watching. I am Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind.